Good morning. Take these off. Thank you for joining me. Om Shanti. Namaste. Beth Hetherington here for One Posture Wednesday on my website www.nutri5plus.co.uk. So I'm offering Baddha Konasana this morning. Bound angle posture. Baddha bound. Kona is angle. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. Sorry. And this posture is a great preparatory posture for the one that I offered last Wednesday, which was garland posture, malasana, or a yogi squat. So Baddha Konasana, we're going to start, I'm going to take it from the side to show you to begin with. So we bring the soles of the feet together. So you might like to actually begin by just placing the feet rather on the ground. And then from there, just slowly starting to draw the feet in, the heels in towards the seat. So you're just getting a sense of being on your seat, in your seat. And I'm kind of moving from side to side. The hip socket, which is this great bone here that kind of sticks out, if you like, at an angle, is the greater trochanter. And what we're doing with this posture is we're letting our knees drop out to the side. And we kind of get a felt sense then of this greater trochanter drawing in towards one another. And this makes it, this posture, Baddha Konasana, a hip opener. So you might find that this happens. You start to round. And this can be for many reasons. One of them could be the fact that you are weaker in the core area. You might have issues in the lower back. So really important to be cautious if you have any lower back conditions with this posture. You might also find that you have quite tight hamstrings, or that the knees want to stay quite lifted because it's quite tight, excuse me, in the hip area. And that can make everything round and shorten because the body doesn't want to release, and it's about that release. And quite often it's really useful to use a cushion or two. So what I might suggest is to bring in a yoga brick, if you have one, a book, and then a cushion on top, and that would give your thighs, the outside thighs, the chance to take some support. You might do that to both sides, and you might also find it really useful if you're rounding the back body to sit up on something. So maybe another book, or you might go on a rolled up blanket, and that just enables a slight forward as you come off the front of the fold of the blanket or the book or the block. Tilt, a forward tilt in the hips. So we're starting to lift and lengthen the hip flexor, the iliacus, and up into the psoas. So from the top of the thigh, right, all the way up to into the abdominals, quite high up, is the psoas muscle. So working iliacus, which is directly over the hip joint, and then the psoas from the very top of the hip, coming all the way up into the abdominals. And when we can broaden the collarbones and start to have a long spine, so we're looking for that lift and length as we press down through our seats. So we're starting to work into the bony protuberances again, the ischial tuberosity, our sit bones, and you might even just kind of move some flesh and draw it away, sort of a diagonal back and out movement, just so that you can start to invite some more space to connect with the ground. And then you might like to start to bring your hands, so you might take your 2-piece fingers and thumbs and take them, hook them around the big toes. If that's not available, you might keep the hands on the inner ankle or around the shin or calf. So I wouldn't really recommend putting anything to press the knees down. I would invite sitting in the posture to slowly let the knees find their supports towards the ground. And the idea is here, as we start to straighten the spine, the feet will want to draw away from the groins. The idea is we want to slowly start to work the heels as close to the groins as possible. So I'm just going to move the props now so you can see it from the front. So we're inviting that foot book almost. When I was on a training myself once, one of the students referred to it as a foot book, and it stuck with me. I loved it. And what we're trying to do here is really fan out the feet. So the outside blade of the foot connects, and we're trying to draw out the feet. And we might even put the thumb pads just into the inside ball of the foot, just straight down from the space between the big toe and the first toe. And if we pressed in there, that would be kidney 1. That would be acupressure point 1. And some of the benefits of this posture would be, obviously, we're stimulating into the internal organs low down in the digestive area and also into the pelvis. So working the ovaries and the prostate, working into kidneys and bladder. So as we draw the tailbone down, we start to feel how what's the word I'm looking for? Active that is. As we draw the tailbone down, we start to broaden through the collarbones, and there's a lift of the breastbone, circulating and working into the heart, and therefore enabling circulation, or a better circulation throughout the body. So this posture said to strengthen the ankles, because we're working to take the knees straight out. Remember the greater trochanter, that hip joint drawing in towards one another, and we're engaging. So the feet are drawing to touch. So there's work there through the heels, ankles, and feet, pressing the knees out and slowly inviting with the exhale breath the knees to make their way towards the earth as we start to draw the heels perhaps a little bit closer towards the groins. Try not to think about overdoing the posture. Try to think about being in the place that feels best. And then if you have that, you might feel that you want to slowly start to come forwards. So I'm just going to go to the side again to show you where, if you are coming forwards, this is the next stage of this posture. So remember, only if it feels welcome to do so. Try to keep the sit bones on the ground, and you're not coming forwards from the waist, so rounding the back body. You're coming forwards, movement straight forward from the hips. So the heart center is still drawing forwards. There's still a relaxed shoulder and a broadening in the collarbones. And the spine moves as one. Yeah, so it's not from the thoracic and we round and collapse. It's from a yang point of view, a dynamic solar powered point of view. It's the spine stays long. It moves, we move from the hips. So that's another variation of it. And then coming at it from a yin point of view, it's also referred to as butterfly in yin or cobbler's pose in yang. So it has many names. And in yin, it would be where we have a larger diamond. So I'm just going to show you that again from the front. So in yang, the heels are as close to the pubic bone as possible. In yin, the heels are far away. And we've got this lovely diamond shape, and we can still do the same as we did before with our props, if need be, to support the knees and outside thighs on both sides, maybe. Oops. You might stay upright, or the difference here with yin is we would soften the belly and round the back body. And I'd just like to show you that from the side, because then we are rounding. So this is very much a difference here. So we're slowly inviting gravity to draw us in and down towards the ground. And you might pop a prop for your forehead. You know, you don't have to come as low. You might be here. You might like to take hold of somewhere on the legs, the lower legs, the feet, or remembering in yin, it's very much about surrendering. So that would be a butterfly, a yin option of the posture. And then finally, I'd like to show you a restorative option of this posture. And you might like to lay it down on its back. So this would be Supta Baddha Konasana. So what we would do is I might like to bring a blanket for my spine. And the same before, as we've been doing, supporting the outside thighs and knees. So in restorative yoga, it's all about supporting the joints. You slowly lay yourself down towards the ground, and you can see my soles of my feet are connecting, the toes. The knees and outside thighs are supported. You might have the hands on the body somewhere, or you might have them on the ground. Relax. And with the restorative practice, we would hold for even longer. So for the yang, the first posture, it would probably be held for maybe up to 5 to 7 breaths. You might start with 3 breaths and build up. And then the yin posture, where you would round the back body, you might hold it for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then this restorative posture, you might hold it for several minutes. And the key to the restorative practice is the rest. And when we rest, we heal. So, lots of choices there for you. So it's called Baddha Konasana, where you would perhaps give yourself something to give you a little forward assist. You might sit on something. You might decide to bring the heels in close to the groins, remembering taking the knees out, activity through as the soles of the feet connect and we open the foot book, drawing, pressing into the feet, working the ankles, really activating the legs, really starting to feel it, this opening in the inner thighs. So it really works the inguinal area and opens up the hip area. So this would be the yang option, or you might offer that coming forwards with a long spine. Then the yin option, the rounding, and you would take the heels away and there's a big diamond shape there. And the restorative one lying down. So I hope you found that useful. Thanks very much for joining me. Om Shanti. Namaste. So for all of these One Posture Wednesdays, they're on my website. That's www.nutri5plus. That's N for Nancy, U for umbrella, T for tango, R for Romeo, I for indigo, P for Penelope, L for Lima, U for umbrella, S for Sierra, .co.uk. And if you go onto that first page there of my website and scroll down, There's white writing saying services and classes. If you go there and scroll to Wednesday, you'll see a little hyperlink in brackets. Click here. If you click on that, it takes you to my YouTube channel. There's lots of videos on there. And there's also, if you click on videos on the channel, you'll come to all of the One Posture Wednesdays. And there's several on there now. This Baddha Konasana today, bound angle posture, a great preparation for Malasana, garland posture yogi squat. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.